First off, how impressive is this young man? 13 years old. I think I was peeing outside for the first time when I was 13. I wasn't thinking about making money, but kudos to Dad. You have done a great job with that young man. I'm sure your friends are the same way. It is great to see young people doing things like that, because all we hear about is the bad, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk about a little bit. Is it's easy to get overwhelmed by the noise out there. It's all bad, but there's a whole lot of good, not just in the world, but where we live. We're blessed. We've got a very entrepreneurial mindset in not just Atlanta, but just the surrounding areas. And, we were voted the #1 place to start a business again in the past year. And if we're not #1 every year, we're in the top 5. So, it's a blessing to be in an area where there's a pro-growth mindset. We haven't always grown smart, with our roads and things, but that's some of the price you pay. Is it's hard to get ahead of that. And the same thing with life. You go so quickly doing the corporate thing. And what we're going to talk about a little bit today is the transition from having a corporate mindset to a little more entrepreneurial. And you can still do that if you work for a company. Your name doesn't have to be on the door to act like an entrepreneur. I've always kind of felt like if I spent a dime of the company's money, there needed to be a return with it. It wasn't something frivolous. And, when I was younger, I would hear people talk about, making money on their expense account and things of that nature. And I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't make much sense. This is an employee stock option program company. In other words, you have a piece of the stock of the organization. How well it does doesn't matter if it's $10, $100, $500. Every penny you spent that did not have a return attached to it was wasted. So that's kind of how you have to think about things. We can't think like the government and waste our resources. And when you're in a private world, you have to be mindful of that. And I think that's one thing that we can all control is our mindset of when I'm taking company resources out, I've got to view it as it's my money. It's my resources, not just money, but other things. Vehicles, taking care of the vehicles. I mean, that's a big expense for companies, especially ones in the construction business. We're in the material distribution business. So one of our big costs are freight, trucks, maintenance of trucks. Gas affects our business greatly, oil prices, all that. So having that kind of entrepreneurial mindset always helps you in your approach to things. And the real thing that I wanted to hit on today was kind of the use of humor to break through the ice when you're meeting someone, especially for the first time. You got to be a little careful. You want to make sure you understand if this person has a sense of humor or not first before you go straight for the jugular. But if you can get someone to at least smile or chuckle or laugh, that's a little bit of tacit approval, which means that they're kind of letting you in a little bit, because the first time you're going to meet someone, there's going to be a wall there. And your job as a salesperson or a consultant is to try to break through that wall and get them to let their guard down a little bit, get them talking, find out what their needs truly are and what their hot buttons are. If they're a price buyer, if they're a service buyer, or if they're just a relationship buyer. A lot of people will spend more money on a certain item they can get anywhere if you have the right relationship with them. So it really helps to have that kind of thing. Another thing I was going to hit on was getting back to face-to-face meetings. That is really an underrated way of getting through to someone. Everybody's on technology. I love technology. I think it's great. So much more efficient than when I got started in the late 80s. I mean, we had fax machines that were thermal paper. When we were sending out proposals, we had to basically deliver a hard copy to the customer the next day. You'd fax the proposal to the general contractor with your prices, and then you're delivering something face-to-face the next day. It was an excuse to get in front of them. How antiquated is that today? But you know what? It's coming back. After COVID, people are just so sick of Teams calls and Zoom calls and the impersonal way we did things for a couple of years, really. And I feel that the face-to-face meeting is coming back, and thank the Lord for that, because, as extroverts, we were all him in our houses and working on laptops that's, to me, it's just nails on a chalkboard. Love the face-to-face meeting. There's so many things you can read a person by just looking at them, their body language. All those things are lost. You can fake that on a Zoom call. You can't fake it face-to-face. So those are the three things I wanted to hit on. Kudos to Pete for having us to do this. And it's great to see you young folks and Dad. Good job. Keep that up. Whatever you're doing, it works. So thanks again.